Implement this and never lose focus again. Stoicism. You often find yourself juggling multiple tasks, distracted by notifications and the busyness of life. In such moments, it's easy to lose focus, but there's a Stoic principle that can guide you back. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This teaching reminds you that the power lies in your response, not in external chaos. Imagine this scenario. You're at work, trying to write a report. Suddenly, your phone buzzes with social media notifications. You glance at it, and before you know it, 30 minutes pass, and your concentration vanishes. You feel that familiar twinge of frustration. This is where Stoicism can help. It urges you to acknowledge the distractions, but not succumb to them. Take a deep breath and recognize that you control your focus. How do you usually react when distractions arise? Do you momentarily succumb to them, or do you reclaim your attention? Reflect on these feelings and consider the stories you tell yourself about your productivity. You glance around, noticing your colleague, who's also struggling to focus. They appear agitated, tapping their pen against their desk, the tension in their shoulders showing. Like them, you might feel overwhelmed by external demands, leading you away from tasks that truly matter. Stoicism encourages you to manage your mind and redirect it toward what you can control. Could you shift your perspective and view distractions as challenges to overcome rather than inevitable disruptions? Each time you face distraction, ask yourself, what is within your control right now? Think about how often you let external factors dictate your mental state. What if you focused instead on your ability to choose your response? By recognizing your agency, you begin to harness the power of Stoicism. As you go through your day, experiment with this principle. Notice the moments when your thoughts drift away from what's essential. When you catch yourself in a loop of distraction, pause, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that you have the ability to steer your focus back to the task at hand. In the next 24 hours, commit to practicing this Stoic approach. Try to catch yourself whenever distractions arise, and consciously shift your attention back. Imagine the sense of clarity and accomplishment as you regain focus. Hey, before you put this Stoic teaching into practice, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I don't want you to miss any Stoic lesson coming up. And since you're here, smash that powerful like. It helps me a lot with the algorithm. Tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's interact. As you navigate through your day, a realization might hit you. Distractions often mask deeper issues. It's easy to blame your phone, social media, or the noise around you. But what if the real challenge lies within? Stoicism invites us to dig deeper. Take a moment. Close your eyes and breathe. Notice the flutter of anxiety in your chest. It's not just about the buzzing phone. It's about feeling out of control, overwhelmed by everything that demands your attention. This is a common struggle. You're not alone in this. Remember, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. This wisdom from Seneca encourages a shift. Recognize that many distractions stem from our thoughts, worries about what others might think, fears about not meeting expectations, or the relentless drive to be productive. Picture yourself in a busy cafe. You're working, yet your mind spins with a whirlwind of thoughts. You notice a friend walk by, and suddenly you're drawn into a mental replay of every interaction you've had with them. The report you need to finalize feels miles away. Now, reflect for a second. What if those worries disappear? What if you allow your mind to focus purely on the task at hand? Each time a distracting thought drifts in, you can choose to acknowledge it without letting it carry you away. Things are not bad in themselves, but our opinions about things make them so. This phrase from Epictetus highlights how our perceptions shape our reality. If you view distractions as challenges, you regain power. You learn to work with them instead of against them. Envision looking at that buzzing phone differently. Instead of feeling tethered by it, consider it a prompt, a reminder to consciously steer your focus back. You might be thinking, but distractions are everywhere. How can I control this chaos? Start small. Identify one distraction each day and prioritize reclaiming your focus when it arises. Notice the feelings that stir up: frustration, impatience, perhaps even self-doubt. Then, breathe deeply. Allow those feelings to exist without judgment. Let them pass by like clouds in the sky. Ask yourself, how much of this is truly urgent? Does that notification hold the same weight as your report? You'll find clarity peeking through the fog. Each time you choose to redirect your focus, you're not just fighting distractions, you're training your mind, strengthening your resilience. As you reflect on your progress, consider the impact of this shift. Imagine your energy flowing towards what matters most. You might feel lighter, more present. In the next few days, pay attention. Notice not just the distractions, but your internal reactions. What emotions bubble up? What stories do you tell yourself when focus slips away? By acknowledging these patterns, you begin to unlock deeper layers of understanding. As you embrace this stoic journey, remind yourself of your power. You're not passive in this world. You are an active participant. Take control of your narrative, practice redefining your distractions, and reclaim your focus. The path of Stoicism is about transformation, turning challenges into opportunities. So what's the next step you'll take today? Embrace the simplicity of awareness and allow it to guide you forward. As you step into the next day, think about how often your mind wanders. Distractions are part of life, but you have the power to manage them. Let's explore this idea further together. You wake up in the morning, ready to take on the world. You sit down with your coffee, and the day stretches out ahead of you. But then you reach for your phone, and just like that, the world floods in. Social media, news alerts, messages, they all seem urgent. But what if you flipped that script? Instead of responding to every notification, take a moment. Ask yourself, what really matters today? What's on your to-do list? A project at work? A conversation with a loved one? Write those priorities down. Keep them visible. This can be your anchor when distractions come knocking. Now picture this. You're at your desk, engrossed in a task. Suddenly, an email pings. At that moment, it feels crucial to check it. But pause. What if instead you committed to a focused block of time? Set a timer for 20 or 30 minutes. Let everything else wait. This is your time to be productive. Embrace that commitment. As you work, remember that distractions will creep in. They always do, but you can acknowledge them with curiosity instead of frustration. When a wandering thought pops up, say to yourself, "Interesting thought." Let it pass. This helps create distance between you and your distractions. Think of distractions like clouds in the sky. They come and go, blocking the sunlight. But the sun, the focus on your task, remains constant. You just need to wait for the clouds to clear. During your day, keep looking for those distractions. Notice when they appear. Is it during a challenging part of your work? Or maybe when you're feeling a bit stressed? Understanding when and why distractions arise is half the battle. This self-awareness can lead you to better control. Imagine having a quiet moment, perhaps at lunch. Reflect on your morning. What went well? What distracted you? Analyze those moments without judgment. Embrace the lessons they offer. This practice can shift your mindset. As you recognize your patterns, you're not just reacting anymore. You're responding thoughtfully. And in that quiet reflection, remind yourself of the power of choice. You can choose to focus or to let go. You can choose how to engage with distractions. This is where the essence of Stoicism shines through. It's all about control, your control. As you go into the next week, consider setting small goals for reclaiming your focus. For example, maybe today you'll resist the urge to check your phone for 1 entire hour. Celebrate that win, no matter how small it may seem. Each step forward builds your resilience. You're weaving a new story, one where distractions don't dictate your day. You have the pen in hand. Every moment is a chance to rewrite your narrative. So, what will you do today? How will you embrace this journey of focus? Remember, each day is an opportunity to practice. Share your successes and struggles with those around you. You're not alone in this. Together, we can grow stronger in our pursuit of clarity and peace. As you continue down this stoic path, remind yourself that every effort counts. Slow and steady wins the race. Your focus can be your greatest ally. What step will you take next to reclaim your day? As you dive deeper into this journey, consider how often you find yourself reacted instead of responding. The world is filled with noise, and there's so much pulling at your attention. But this is where Stoicism can guide you. It's all about how you handle those pressures. Let's think about your mornings. How do they typically start? Do you reach for your phone right away, diving into messages and social media? That's a common habit. But what if you change the order? Instead of letting distractions dictate your day from the get-go, imagine starting with a moment of calm. Take a few minutes just for yourself. Sit in silence, sip your coffee, and set your intentions for the day. Now, picture yourself sitting down to work. You have a project due soon, but you notice the usual distractions creeping in. Your phone buzzes, emails pop up, and your mind races with thoughts. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, take a step back. Pause. Breathe. Remind yourself that you choose where your focus goes. Each distraction is an invitation to practice your new skills. When you find your attention slipping, ask yourself, what do I want to focus on right now? This simple question helps steer you back to your priorities. Maybe it's that important report, a conversation you need to have, or simply enjoying a moment of quiet. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Let it anchor you. Throughout the day, keep checking in with yourself. Notice if distractions arise and reflect on why they do. Are you feeling stressed, bored, or perhaps overwhelmed? Recognizing the feelings behind the distractions allows you to address them. This is where Stoicism shines. It helps you understand yourself better. Now, let's imagine a scenario. You're in a meeting, and someone brings up a topic that annoys you. Rather than reacting from that place of annoyance, take a breath. Think of how you want to respond. This moment is within your control. Maybe you choose to share your viewpoint calmly, or perhaps decide it's not worth the energy. Whatever path you take, you regain your power. Practicing this way can feel challenging, especially when life throws curveballs. But remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Each time you redirect your focus or manage your emotions, you are training your mind. You're building resilience, one moment at a time. As you go through this week, think about keeping a focus journal. Whenever distractions appear, jot down what happened. What were you feeling in those moments? What did you choose to do? Next, this can create a helpful roadmap for understanding your habits and patterns. It's a safe space to explore, without judgment. And don't forget to celebrate your victory, no matter how small. If you find a moment of focus amidst a busy day, acknowledge it. Each step matters as you rewrite your story. Before we move on to the next chapter, take a moment to reflect on your journey so far. What small changes have you noticed? How do you feel about your ability to focus? Building a resilient mindset takes time, but each day is a chance to practice. Stay curious and continue embracing the teachings of Stoicism. The journey may not always be easy, but it's worth it. In our next chapter, we will explore how setting boundaries can further sharpen your focus and help you navigate the many distractions of daily life. So, keep your heart open and your mind clear. The next step is just around the corner. As you step into this next chapter, let's focus on the importance of setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your time and energy, especially when distractions seem to multiply. Think of them as guardrails on a winding road, helping you stay on track. Imagine you're at your workspace. It's buzzing with activity, and your colleagues are all catching up on emails or chatting. You feel the pull to join in, but deep down, you know it might derail your focus. Here's where boundaries come into play. You have the power to set them, not just for yourself, but also for others. Start by defining what your productive moments look like. Do you find that you work best early in the morning? Or maybe late at night? Once you know, communicate this. Let your colleagues know when you'll be in focus mode. Use a simple sign or a polite message in your shared workspace. I'm focusing right now. Please don't disturb unless it's urgent. This small step starts creating a culture of respect for focus. Next, let's talk about digital boundaries. Your devices can be huge distractions, pulling you in different directions. Consider turning off non-essential notifications during your work hours. It might feel strange at first, but quieting the digital noise can create space for clear thinking. Instead of responding to every ping, choose specific times to check messages and emails. This proactive approach helps you maintain control, and prevents the chaos from seeping in. Reflection moments are also key. After you've had a focused work session, take a short break. Use this time to assess how well you honored your boundaries. Did you stay focused? Did distractions sneak in? Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, reinforces your progress. If something pulled you away, that's okay too. It's part of the journey. Now let's brainstorm some practical strategies. One effective technique is time blocking. Set defined chunks of time in your calendar for specific tasks. For instance, reserve an hour in the morning for a big project. During that time, shut down everything that could divert your attention. No email, no social media, just you and the task at hand. As you engage in this practice, be mindful of how you feel. Are you more productive? Less stressed? When you create boundaries, you empower yourself to concentrate on what matters. It's like clearing out clutter from a room. Suddenly, everything feels more spacious and organized. Of course, there will still be moments of challenge. Maybe a colleague urgently needs you, or an unexpected task pops up. In such cases, remind yourself it's about balance. You can still attend to emergencies while respecting your boundaries. A simple phrase like, "I'll be with you shortly, but let me finish this first," keeps you in charge of your time. As this week unfolds, challenge yourself to practice setting boundaries. Each evening, reflect on what you noticed. Did you honor your focus? What did you learn? You're building a foundation, not just for productivity, but for a mindful approach to life. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's simply about creating a space where you can thrive. You're training your mind to respond rather than react, and that's a powerful skill. As you embrace this practice, you will find your focus strengthening. Next time, we will dive into how to manage internal distractions, those nagging thoughts that can pull you away from your tasks. Stay tuned and keep your focus sharp. You are on an exciting path of growth and clarity. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a warm glow across the office, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. It was the deadline day for the big project, and Alice felt the weight of countless distractions pressing on her. She had worked diligently over the past weeks, wrestling with her focus and setting boundaries. But now, here she was, staring at the blinking cursor on her screen. Earlier that day, Alice had defined her priorities clearly. She had even taken the time to write down her goals, placing them prominently on her desk. But as the afternoon wore on, notifications erupted like fireworks, each one vying for her attention. An email here, a message there. It was chaotic. But today was different. She remembered the Stoic teachings that had woven themselves into her daily routine. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. She took a deep breath, her heart rate steadying. This was her moment to practice everything she had learned. Instead of crumbling under the pressure, she gathered her resolve. Slowly, she silenced her phone and closed unnecessary tabs on her computer. The temptation to peek was strong, but she fought back. "Focus," she whispered to herself, feeling the weight of her intentions, reminding her of the purpose behind the project. It wasn't just about meeting a deadline. It was about the pride in delivering her best work. As the clock ticked, something unexpected happened. A gentle knock disrupted her concentration. It was Mark, her colleague, looking frazzled and overwhelmed. He had been struggling with his own distractions, and his frustration was obvious. Alice noticed the tension etched across his face. In that moment, she had a choice. She could retreat into her tasks, or step up as a support. "Hey, Mark," she smiled, gesturing for him to sit. "Want to talk about it?" Relief washed over him as he sank into the chair. Moments later, they were brainstorming together, swapping ideas, channeling their frustrations into productive dialogue. Their collaboration reignited Alice's energy. She realized distractions didn't always have to be solitary battles. Sometimes, sharing burdens could lead to breakthroughs. They lost track of time, with laughter and ideas flowing freely. When they finally returned to their respective tasks, Alice felt invigorated. She noticed the sun was setting, and she still had a bit of work to finish. With her mind clear and her focus sharp, she dove back in, the words pouring onto the page. By the time the project was completed, she leaned back in her chair, breathless but satisfied. She had conquered her distractions, and more importantly, learned the power of community. As she shared the final document with her team, the affirmation from her colleagues felt like a warm embrace. That night, she reflected on the day. Her struggles had shaped her journey, transforming chaos into clarity. She felt proud. The path ahead would still have distractions, but she now had tools to manage them. She could steer her focus, invite others in, and view challenges as opportunities. As Alice turned off her desk lamp, she smiled, thinking of her next step. With a growing sense of serenity, she was ready to embrace whatever came next. The teachings of Stoicism had become more than just principles. They were guiding lights in her daily life. She felt empowered, her narrative now one of intentionality and connection. Tomorrow was a new day and a new chance to practice. With a heart full of gratitude and wisdom, she stepped into the night. Do you want to keep moving forward on the path to inner peace? Subscribe now to the channel so you can receive the next Stoic reflections firsthand. Click like if this content has helped you grow. In the comments, share your biggest takeaway. Your experiences might inspire others on their journey. And don't hold back on the wisdom. Send this video to at least 3 friends who could use a little more balance in their lives.